When I was a little girl, I was about 6 years old, five, someplace there. And before that, we weren't very rich, but we were happy in our home. My granny was there, my dad, and my brothers and sisters, my two uncles. And it wasn't a very, I bet you it wasn't even this big, our little house. But there was laughter. There was, we used to pray a lot. Our churches were full. Every Sunday, no matter what, winter time, we used to walk to church. And you heard laughter. I used to have a big, ugly radio, but with a great big battery, just like a car battery. I don't know if any of you would remember, but that's the kind of, and Don Masher used to play there. And I used to dance. Oh, I love dance. As a little girl. I remember that. And they used to call me a little princess because I used to dance. And I used to be so proud of that. That's what I remember about my home. And this was beyond 6 years, when I was 6 years old. And then one fall, my dad and mom didn't drink that much. Yes, there was some, but it wasn't that bad the way they were after we were taken away. In the fall of 1950, a great big army truck drove up to our place. An army truck with a green top. And it came right up to the house. And then there was a little black car. And these two men come out of the car. It was it was a cop and an Indian agent, and then there was another man there. He had a white collar on. I remember that. And he had a long black coat on and a hat. He come up to my dad and he said, "Norman," that was my dad's name, "these kids gotta go to school." And my dad said, "They're going to go to school here." It was a day school. And my dad couldn't speak English. He couldn't. Anyway, they said, "No, Norman, they're going to go to school." And then our minister took my little sister by the hand and took him, and you're just going to come for me. I was going to take off, but they grabbed me. My brother took off in the bush. My little brother, my dad just held him tight. And my big sister, they just grabbed her and threw her in that army truck. I hung on to my dad and all that, but the first and the whole time I see my dad cry, hanging on to me. And that was it. We left. We didn't come home for a year. And it was like that for 10 years of my life. 10 years. And out of that 10 years, I think I came home 3 or 4 times. Because from the residential school, I was put in a foster home. I don't know why. Even today, I still don't know why. Was it my dad's idea to be in a foster home? I don't know. That's one thing my dad never talked about, was when we were taken away, because they were drunks. They just went to alcohol. When all the kids were gone, all the people in James Smith, the ones that lost their kids, became alcoholics. I know that, because it's written in that book that's going around, some stories that was given to us from James Smith people. And it's like that every reserve we went to. We went Fond du Lac, all those reserves. My husband and I went. And that's the same thing they said. When we were taken away, our parents started to drink. That's when we lost all the things we used to do, the hunting, making big gardens, and striving to live. Because it wasn't like, we weren't poor all the time. we strived to live. We had big garden. I remember we had one cow and we had 2 horses. That was rich, you know, at that time. But the richness was the love that we had in our home. Our grandparents, my granny, sitting in a corner telling stories at night while the light was flickering. There was no power at that time. And dancing and laughter and getting along and everything. When I came home, after 3 years, I was 9 years old when I came home. I got off this truck. When I walked into my home, I couldn't believe it. My granny was sitting in a corner, drunk. And I never seen her drunk. My dad, he was drunk. He didn't even come and pick us up because he was too drunk. My uncles were drunk. And there was nothing in the cupboard. That is when I knew what hunger was. When I got home, when I was 9 years old. Just like I didn't belong there. Nobody even hugged me. You know, the last hug I remember was when my dad was hanging on to me. Nobody even said anything. They just stood there looking at me. It's like something struck me. And I was I thought I was an alien when I walked into my home. It becomes kind of graphic from here for a little while, but I have to tell you what happened because of residential school. The parenting was gone. The respect for the little princess was gone. It was different. We were sexually abused in school, in the dorms. And then I come home and something happened. I was no longer that pretty little girl. I always remember that. You know, although there was all kinds of things that went on residential school, I didn't like it where I was. But I didn't want to go back to residential school. And when I first came back, that's when I knew what residential school did to my parents. My mom walked away on my dad the month he was taken away. Probably she figured there was no use staying. What am I going to look after? She just walked away. Never came back. She never came back. I was 11 years old when she died. She got killed here just north of Melford. That little road. I have a hard time going up on that road. And if you want to check the story up, it's in the library. It was in 1955, September 21st. They found an Indian woman wrapped in a blanket and run over and over again. And that was my mom. I guess after she left our home, when she left us, she became a street worker or something. We weren't even allowed to come to her funeral. My auntie, Grace Bedard, come and look for us at the school. We were in Gordon's. She come up there and look for us to come home for my mother's funeral. We weren't allowed. I never had closure with my mom because She left us when I was 8 years old. I was angry at her. In fact, it got to the point I hated her because I thought if she didn't leave us, the things that happened at home wouldn't have happened. She would have been there to protect us. So those are the things that happened when we came back from residential school. It was never the same. The parents just went kaput.